Okay, this is going to be a review of the Bodywel A275 electric bicycle. Um, this is the old version. They've upgraded it, but really the only thing that's different is the colour. There's no other upgrades that's noticeable. I've had this since the start of June, and it's covered well over 1,000 miles now. Here with this review. The bike cost £999, but that was on a special offer, and that came with an additional battery, so that's given them the bicycle a massive range. And really this review is going to be dependent on that price, because now you're looking at probably about 1,300 if you, I don't know, you might get for about 1,100, 1,200 with a modern version, the newer version. But just look at this one for now. So initially, delivery was pretty straightforward. There was delays, but overall it was pretty straightforward. Took because I'm on a little island off the coast of England, it took about 2 weeks to arrive, which is okay. Overall, very impressed with it. It's very suitable for the purpose I wanted it for, which is a road come mountain bike, come trail bike, come gravel bike, and it sort of does fulfill a lot of that. You're never going to get a bike that does everything, but this is quite comfortable, and I think it achieves a lot. Go through some of the good points for this. It was relatively easy to put together out of the box. If you're not generally mechanically minded, it would probably pay you to get a bicycle mechanic to put it together for you, because well, initially when I got it, the hydraulic brakes felt very spongy, and you could mistake that for being needing bleeding, but actually there's a little Allen key just there below that red, you can't really see it on the camera, but below that red thing there's an Allen key just where my thumb is now, and you can tighten up or loosen the brakes, so it probably would pay you to get a bicycle mechanic. Another thing I've done is change the tyres after 300 miles. I'd had punctures, so gone for these new tyres. They weren't cheap. I think they were about £40 for a pair, but they've been really good so far, and they got good reviews. No, Schwalbe Marathon Plus, 27.5 by 2.0, so they're slightly wider than the tyres that are on the bike. Hydraulic brakes on the bike, three settings, 1, 2, 3 for assisted power, and then you've got a setting that you can walk it with, if you're walking, it assists walking I think, but it don't really function on mine. In fact, there's a few things, I'll go through things as they come up. The screen, let me put the screen on, absolutely useless, just junk. I'd look at replacing it if I could. It's just absolute junk, and the app that they pair it with is absolute junk. There's no real method of telling how full your battery are. The app, the battery, and this display all show different amounts, so this is realistically the only way you can tell, but really you need to do range tests and work out your range. That really is a drawback. This display is absolute junk. It's got like, it's sort of Dutch cafe style sort of thing you might see in Amsterdam, and very comfortable, ultra comfortable. 20-30 miles, no problem. Nice hand grips, fit the hands quite well. I've changed the bell because the other bell broke. Again, you know, there is quality issues on this bike for sure. For the price I got it for, 999 with 2 batteries, I'm quite happy, but I wouldn't pay much more than that in all honesty for it. I've got pannier bags on it. That's another issue. It's got a squared bar. If you see this, the bar for the rack, it's squared, which means it's more or less impossible to get pannier bags. You have to zip tie them on. I imagine that is one for strength, that they've got square bars, and two, it's cheap. So really you need to replace the rack, you will need to replace the tyres. I've had to replace the bearings, the bottom bracket bearings, and you can't get them in England, you have to order them from China. They're a very strange size, 126 by 68 I think. You could probably get them from Bodywel, but I wouldn't give them any more money after I've seen some of their accessory prices. You can get an accelerator for this, and off of Bodywel they're charging £28. You can get the exact same accelerator for £2 off of Temu. Yeah, I'm not massively happy with their after sales service. The range is good. You can de-restrict it. Basically you push plus minus and then you push M 9 times, and if you want to re-restrict it you do the same. I've not tried it with an accelerator. It rides okay, it's got a good range, it's a strong bike. Realistically I only see getting a couple of years out of it, and if you're going to be doing lots of miles with carrying a lot of weight on it, you're going to have to learn how to maintain it, because otherwise it's going to be expensive. I've had a new gear cable on this. I've had to tighten the bottom bracket up twice, and then I've just ended up replacing the bottom bracket after 1,000 miles. I've put an additional seat cover on it just for comfort. We've got a handlebar bag. Yeah, would I recommend it? I don't know. I'll give it about 7 out of 10 in all honesty. For the £1,000 I paid. For the additional money now that they're asking, I'd give it about a 6 out of 10. I think you can get better value for money in all honesty. I'm happy with the purchase because it suits my needs, but it's not a super fast. It's a workhorse. That's the best way to describe it. If you want a good solid workhorse that you are going to have to spend a few quid, in all honesty, updating the tyres, you could do with mirrors on it. I've put a mirror on it, it really should come with one. And also everything's a bit cluttered on these handlebars. That screen really needs dumping, and the bracket it was on is absolute junk. Yeah, go around this side. You need specialist tools to get the bottom bracket off as well. You need a crank puller, you need a special Allen key, and then you'll need a special bracket tightener. It's worth learning how to do though, because it's something you should know how to do. Also, I looked at upgrading the gears. It's 7 gears at the moment. Looked at upgrading it to possibly 9 or 11. You can't do it with that motor and that configuration of back cog and all that. It's not got enough space on it to do that. Um, so you can't really upgrade the gears on it. Um, you can't really get the weight down on it. It's about 25 kg. Lights are excellent. Lights are excellent. Rides well off road. Yeah, I can't fault it as an electric bike. I think they got. I think increasing the price point. I think they had the price point right at 999 with 2 batteries. I think that's a fair price for both the customer and for the manufacturer. As a customer, you think, yeah, £1,000, boom, done. Wouldn't want to spend much more than £1,000 on a bike, in all honesty. But I am getting out doing the mileage on it, as I say, 1,000 miles in just over a couple of months, so it's all good. Nothing on it. Front suspension, yeah, front suspension's good. It's a bit of a stiff ride with them tyres on it, but I'd rather have that knowing that they're not going to be more likely to get punctured. Tyres that came with it were real cheap and nasties. Hydraulic brakes are easy to service and they're easy to change the pads. Just need to look on YouTube and you'll be able to get instruction manual. It did have a guard for the discs at the back, for the gears at the back. It had some sort of guard here, but it was just a nuisance, so took that off. You have to watch as well if you're off-roading or you get caught, these cables caught, they rip out, you'll get an EO message, which means one of your cables is out. So rather than walking home, check that out. Let's see if I can show the disparity in the battery. I mean, I've given up on the app. It worked for a while and then give up. That's showing absolute full. I've done 10 miles to get here. That's showing absolute full as well. Turn that off. Actually, turn that back on and put the light on. Show the light. So the light's plenty bright enough. And back light as well. Plenty bright enough. And noticed as well there, the back light. Comes on when you brake, so that's quite a good feature. It's got some good features. Could really do have been a lot lighter. It's 25 kg, and when you've got tent and that on, it really is heavy and quite unstable. And you really need to then put your tent at the front or something to counterbalance the weight at the back. For its purpose, I think it's designed as a commuter bike, and I think it's excellent for that purpose. It would be excellent. I obviously want it for a bit more of an all-rounder, and that's what my score 7 is based on. As a commuter bike, I'd be happy to give it an 8 with its range and its features and that, and its comfort. It really is a comfortable bike. You ain't going to get any more comfortable bike than that. Even riding off road and that, and off gravel, you're just not going to get a more comfortable bike. So yeah, there we go. The Bodywel A275, and I'll give that 7 out of 10 based on the £999 with 2 batteries. As a commuter bike, I'd give it an 8. And at its current price, I'd have to drop it down to 6. It's just slightly above what you'd expect. It ain't nothing. They've got to sort this screen out. They've just got to dump that. It's too big. It's junk. That really has to go. The tyres, they should do a deal with Schwalbe or something and dump the tyres. And I think the app, they should team up with Komoot and design an app with Komoot that's functional rather than the junk they've got on there now. So if you want this for data collection, if you're heavy or got to go and data collect and junk, you're just better off using your mobile phone and Komoot. If you just want it as an everyday bike to get about, it's good. 7 out of 10 from me. Would I buy it again? It's got a lot of competition in the range, in the price range. In fact, there's faster. The only advantage this has got over any other bikes would be the extra battery, but they're not selling it with the extra battery now. You have to buy that separate. So and bearing in mind Bodywel are charging an absolute fortune for accessories, for a spare battery, for an accelerator. I think if you had to buy the bearings off them, they'd rip you off. They're £12 from China, from AliExpress, so don't pay any more than that. The brake discs, the pads for the hydraulic brakes, again, I wouldn't pay a lot for them. You certainly don't need expensive ones. You can get four pairs for about 4 sets for about £5. So overall, yeah, happy with it. Good bike, does its job, fit for purpose. 7 out of 10 then. Cheers.